Okay, now I wanted to do a short video about the hanging guard. And you can do the hanging guard with either single-handed or double-handed weapons, but I'm going to be doing it with a single-handed weapon. The main reason I wanted to demonstrate this is particularly among single sword users. I know a lot of people were concerned about the fact that if they're fighting a great weapon or somebody with two weapons, that their legs were unprotected because they go on guard here, and if their opponent cut at their legs, you don't really have the ability to drop your hand down and cover your legs effectively, right? And so if you're going to keep the middle guard, then you're going to have to use your footwork a lot and your distance to make sure that somebody can't target your legs effectively. But that's not very dependable, especially if you've got somebody with a longer ranged weapon. Maybe you're not as fast on your feet as you'd like to be. So a good alternative is a hanging guard. And a hanging guard just means your hand is above the tip of the blade, okay? This is a hanging guard, okay? All of these are hanging guards or hanging parries. So from here, you are in the same ready stance that you would be from a medium guard. Just reverse it, okay? Now my hand is about my head level facing my opponent. And you can see that now I have the ability to move it to either side and guard my upper body. I also have the ability to drop the tip slightly and guard my legs from either side, okay? Now, a couple things to remember about this. You're going to have to, as with any guard, you don't want to be static. You still want to use your legs. You don't want to depend entirely on just bracing yourself and relying on your parries, okay? You use your footwork and your control of distance in combination with your sword work to keep yourself safe. The other thing to remember is when I'm doing this hanging guard, you notice I'm not turned sideways towards my opponent, okay? I'm not facing my opponent in almost like a horse stance or a sideways stance. And the reason for that is it's very hard for me to guard behind me or to my right if I'm turned too much. So while I might, when I'm fighting with a single weapon, I do tend to present a lower profile stance to my opponent here, and you can still do that with the hanging guard. I'm just saying don't over-rotate and don't present your rear to your opponent, because then it's going to be harder to guard. So a nice on-guard stance that is, you know, a 3/4 presentation to your opponent, hanging guard, and from here you can guard high, you can guard low, okay? And combined with footwork, it allows you to stop those long distance attacks and to guard your legs. Moreover, you can use that in combination with your footwork to then come out of your parry with a riposte. So I'm in the hanging guard. There's a cut to my left side leg. I step back, I parry. Now I can simply riposte with a moulinet into my opponent, right? And if I parry to the outside right from here, again, I can just false edge attack, or I can do another moulinet. So again, hanging parry, keep in mind you can drop that up and down. I do advocate though that you don't drop from, or that you don't try to transition from a medium guard into a hanging guard in response to an attack, because otherwise you're essentially just trying to parry your legs, and you can certainly do that. Just make sure you're utilizing it with footwork, because again, staying in distance and trying to erase the attack with your reflexes to try and reach and make a parry is a losing proposition. The whole idea here is to control distance, to make yourself safe, and to guard the corners that you need to guard when your opponent has superior distance to you. All right? Let me know if you have any questions about that. Thanks.